Your life isn't stuck. Your mindset is a self-built prison, and you're the one guarding the door.
You're not trapped by the world. You're trapped by your mind. Don't tell me you don't know it. You built the bars yourself out of fear, doubt, and comfortable lies. You maintain that prison every day with excuses and false stories about why you can't change. You think I can't see it? You want to believe you're a victim of circumstance, of luck, of timing. But the truth is brutal. You're a prisoner because you refuse to face your own cowardice. Your mindset is your warden, and you're both inmate and jailer. Look at how you think. You sabotage possibility at the first sign of discomfort. You predict failure before you even try. You preemptively quit so you don't have to taste real defeat. You tell yourself, I'm being realistic, but you're just scared to dream big enough to fail big. I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to slap you awake. Because if you don't see the prison you're in, you'll rot there. That's the fate of the undisciplined mind. It becomes its own executioner. You want freedom? Then understand this. Your thoughts are not harmless. They are the architects of your life. Every excuse you make lays another brick in that cell. Every fear you nurture locks another bar. Every time you choose comfort over courage, you extend your own sentence. You talk about wanting change, but you won't change your mind. And that's the root of everything. Action follows belief. Results follow mindset. But you want new results without a new mind. That's delusion. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day you're either conquering it or surrendering to it. There is no neutral ground. You think you're safe because you avoid risk. You're just ensuring you die in the same place you started. People talk about being open-minded, but what they really mean is uncommitted. True mastery over the mind requires discipline. It requires you to ruthlessly interrogate your thoughts and burn out the lies you've lived by for years. You want to know the ugliest truth? Most people love their prison. It's familiar, predictable, safe. They'd rather rot in certainty than risk freedom. You've been taught to fear failure more than mediocrity, to prioritize comfort over growth, to seek approval over authenticity. That conditioning is the blueprint for your cage, and you keep reinforcing it with every worthless distraction you use to numb your dissatisfaction, with every shallow pleasure you chase instead of purpose, with every time you silence your ambition because it makes you uncomfortable. Your mind is your only real asset, your only real kingdom. If you can't rule it, you will be ruled by everything outside of it. Society knows this. That's why it feeds you fear daily. It bombards you with noise to drown out your own thoughts. It sells you easy answers so you stop asking real questions. Because a disciplined mind can't be controlled. A liberated mind is dangerous. It's unpredictable. It refuses to obey the script. If you want to be that mind, you must first destroy the one you have, not improve it, not patch it, destroy it, because the mind you have now is designed to keep you small, safe, average. It's been trained to doubt possibility and worship limitation. You think I'm being harsh? Good. The truth is harsh. The truth doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't coddle your fears. It shines a light so bright you can't hide in your own shadows. Look at your beliefs. Really look. How many of them were chosen? How many were inherited? How many were installed by people who wanted you obedient and weak? Your excuses didn't come from nowhere. They were given to you, taught to you, encouraged in you. But you kept them alive. You chose to believe them. You repeated them until they became your truth, and now they're killing you. Your mindset is not a personal quirk. It's life or death. It decides what you see as possible. It decides what you even try. It's the lens that colors everything you experience. If that lens is cracked by fear, warped by laziness, fogged by comfort, you'll never see reality. You'll see only limitations, only threats, only reasons to stay exactly where you are. You want change? Then this is where it starts. Not with better goals, not with more motivation, with a violent audit of your own mind. You need to become your own harshest critic. Question every belief, challenge every assumption, hunt down every excuse, and kill it where it lives. Because until you do that, you're not free. You're just an inmate with an open door, too scared to walk out. You're not failing because the world is unfair. You're failing because you're obedient to the prison in your head. Don't lie about it. Don't call it humility. Don't call it practicality. It's fear, plain and simple, and fear is the warden you've let rule your life. You think you're cautious. You're paralyzed. You call it being realistic. You're self-sabotaging with precision. Every dream you killed, you did with your own hands, signing the death warrant in the language of limitation. I know it's ugly to admit. Good. Let it be ugly. Let it hurt. You need that pain because only pain will break the spell of the comfortable lie you've been living in. Your thoughts are not neutral. They're either building your empire or digging your grave. You let negative beliefs take root and call them truth. You let fear dictate your choices and call it wisdom. You let failure define you and call it destiny, and it's pathetic. But it's also fixable, and if you're willing to be ruthless with yourself, because you can't reform the prison you're living in. You have to burn it to the ground, and that begins with acknowledging the enemy isn't outside of you, it's inside. Society didn't hand you your excuses, you accepted them. Your circumstances didn't chain you down. You locked yourself up when you decided to surrender instead of fight. You don't need permission to change your mind, but you act like you do. You wait for someone to tell you it's okay to be great, to be disciplined, to want more. No one will, because most people don't want to see you free. Your freedom exposes their bondage. Your discipline exposes their laziness. Your vision exposes their blindness, so they'll tell you you're crazy, that you're arrogant, that you should be grateful for what you have, that you shouldn't want too much. Ignore them. They're speaking from their own cell. You want to escape? Then stop seeking approval from other prisoners. You want truth? Here it is. Your mind will obey whatever master you assign to it. Fear or vision, excuses or discipline, doubt or belief. But you can't serve both. You can't talk about freedom while clinging to the bars. You can't speak of greatness while feeding your limitations. You can't dream big while thinking small. Your mindset has to be reforged in the fires of discipline. That means doing what's hard, thinking what's uncomfortable, confronting what's hidden. You can't be passive about this. A passive mind is a colonized mind. Society will program you if you don't program yourself. Fear will run you if you don't master it. Comfort will poison you if you don't reject it. Most people don't even realize they're hypnotized. Sleepwalking through life, working jobs they hate, buying things they don't need, numbing themselves with distraction, then crying about feeling empty. They never stop to question the voice that says, you can't, you're not ready, that's not for you. They just believe it, but belief is a choice. You chose your prison. Now you must choose your freedom. And that choice isn't once. It's every day, every hour, every moment you feel fear and decide to move anyway. Every time doubt whispers and you tell it to shut up. Every time you want to quit and you keep going. Discipline is the weapon you'll use to carve a new mindset, not motivation. Motivation is an unfaithful ally. It abandons you the moment things get hard. Discipline stays. Discipline doesn't care if you're scared. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't negotiate with weakness. It says, do it anyway. That's why most people hate discipline. It reveals the truth about who they are. But you need that truth, because until you see the prison clearly, you'll keep living in it. So look at your thoughts, audit them, expose them. How many times a day do you say, I can't? How often do you preemptively surrender to obstacles you haven't even faced yet? How much of your time is spent feeding your fears instead of your vision? Be brutal about this, because the world is. The world doesn't reward your excuses. It doesn't pay you for your intentions. It only responds to your execution, and your mindset decides your execution. If you see obstacles as walls, you stop. If you see them as tests, you grow. If you see failure as a verdict, you die. If you see it as feedback, you adapt. But that requires a disciplined mind, a mind that chooses what to believe, a mind that questions every limitation, a mind that refuses to be ruled by fear or comfort or other people's opinions. You want to be free? Then understand this. You are the warden. You are the prisoner. You are the key. No one is coming to let you out. You have to break the lock yourself. You keep saying you want freedom while worshiping the chains in your mind. Don't lie about it. Don't tell me you're a victim when you're the one who kneels. Your thoughts are commands you obey without question. That's the truth you can't outrun. You want to know why you're stuck? Because you obey your fear more faithfully than your vision. Because you trust your doubts more than your dreams. Because you let your past dictate your future while pretending you have no choice. You do have a choice. You've always had it. You're just too afraid to use it. Because choice means responsibility. It means you have to admit you were wrong, that your comfort was cowardice, that your realistic thinking was just self-betrayal with a fancy name. I'm not here to be polite. I'm not here to soothe your ego. I'm here to shatter it. Because until you do that, you'll stay in that mental cell you built and call it home. Look at your life. Look at the results. They're the perfect mirror of your mindset. Don't blame anyone else. Don't blame time, luck, resources. Your results are your mind in action. You want to know how free you are? Look at how honest you're willing to be with yourself. Because your freedom doesn't start with changing the world. It starts with changing your mind about what's possible, about what's acceptable, about what you're willing to tolerate in yourself. Most people have no standards for their mind. They let any thought in, any fear, any limitation, like leaving the doors of their house wide open for thieves. Discipline starts with closing those doors, with saying, not here, not in my mind, but you're too polite with your fears. You negotiate with your excuses. You listen to your doubts like they're wise old friends. You have to become their executioner. That's the part no one wants to hear. They want gentle change, soft change. But change isn't gentle. It's violent. It kills who you were so you can become who you're meant to be. Your old mindset will fight you to stay alive. It will whisper every comforting lie it can. It's too hard. You're too old. You're not ready. You're not like them. You have to kill those voices, not debate them, not reason with them. Kill them, because they don't want compromise. They want your surrender. You think this is dramatic? It is, because life is dramatic. Life is war. Every day you're either conquering yourself or being conquered. Your mind is the battleground. But you keep bringing rubber knives to a gunfight. You keep bringing affirmations with no action. You keep bringing hopes with no discipline. That's why you keep losing. You want to win? Arm yourself with truth. The truth that your mind can be trained. That fear is a signal, not a command. That discipline is freedom, not punishment. But you have to choose that training every day, every moment. You think success is built on big breaks? It's built on small choices made relentlessly. Choices to reject excuses, to act despite fear, to persist despite failure. Your mindset isn't fixed, it's forged. But forging requires fire, pressure, pain. Most avoid that. They want the illusion of progress without paying the price. They'll read books and take notes, but never change behavior. They'll set goals and abandon them at the first setback. They'll dream big, but act small. That's the disease of the undisciplined mind. You want the cure? Then decide. Decide you will no longer be ruled by default thinking, that you'll question every limitation, that you'll act even when your mind screams not to. Because discipline isn't about comfort, it's about control. It's saying, I am the master here, not fear, not doubt, not other people's expectations. You want peace of mind? Then earn it. Peace isn't found in avoiding struggle. It's found in confronting it until it can't scare you anymore. You think confidence comes from positive thinking? It comes from evidence, from proving to yourself over and over that you can do hard things. That's what builds the unbreakable mindset. A mind that doesn't flinch at discomfort, that doesn't surrender to fear, that doesn't quit because it's tired. You want that mind? Then build it. No one will build it for you. No one can. You have to want it enough to suffer for it, because that suffering is the price of freedom, and you pay it with discipline, daily, relentlessly, and unapologetically. So ask yourself, do you want to be free? Or do you want to stay in the cell you built, staring at the open door, too afraid to walk out? You want mercy? Your mindset doesn't offer it. It will bury you alive if you let it. That voice in your head telling you to wait, to rest, to play it safe, that voice is your executioner dressed up as your friend. You think you're being cautious? No. You're digging your grave with every excuse you make, and you're smiling while you do it. Stop pretending you don't know what's happening. Look around at your life. That's the proof of your mindset. You're not a victim of randomness. You're the result of your daily thoughts. Your comfort zone is not comfortable. It's lethal. It's a slow poison that convinces you you're fine while draining your potential drop by drop. You want freedom? Then you need to revolt against your own mind. Burn it down. Build something stronger, something disciplined, something unbreakable. That means you stop giving excuses the dignity of your belief. You stop letting fear dictate the boundaries of your life. You stop acting like you have time to waste, because you don't. Every day you waste is a day you can't get back. Every moment you surrender to comfort is another brick in the wall, keeping you from your purpose. Your mindset is your prison if you let it run unchallenged. So challenge it. Question every thought that tells you to wait. Destroy every belief that says you can't. Reject every lie that says it's supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to test you, because the test is the point. That's how you become someone worthy of freedom. You want success? It's not given, it's earned. Earned by those who master themselves first, because you can't master anything outside of you if you can't master what's inside. Discipline is the act of declaring war on the parts of you that want to stay small. It's not gentle, it's not pleasant, it's necessary. It's saying, I will not negotiate with weakness, I will not listen to fear, I will not let my past dictate my future. Discipline is the demolition crew that tears down your prison cell brick by brick. But you have to pick up the hammer. No one will do it for you. Don't expect the world to encourage you. The world loves people in cages. They're predictable, they're profitable, they're controllable. A liberated mind is dangerous. It can't be bought, it can't be bribed, it can't be silenced. And if you want to be that mind, you have to train for it daily, especially when you don't want to. You want to know why? Because that's when it matters most, when your mind screams to quit, when comfort seduces you with easy pleasures, when fear shows you worst-case scenarios. That's when you prove who's in charge. That's when you show your mind its place. This isn't self-help. This is self-conquest. This is the battle of your life. And most will lose because they want to feel good more than they want to be free. But you don't have to be most. You can choose to be different, to hold yourself to a standard so high it terrifies your excuses, to discipline your mind so ruthlessly that fear stops trying, to commit so completely that doubt dies from neglect. You want that? Then stop lying to yourself. Stop telling yourself you're trying when you're really stalling. Stop telling yourself you're waiting for the right time when you're just scared. Stop saying you don't know how when you're really refusing to learn. Face yourself. That's where it starts. Look at the walls you built and admit you built them. Then tear them down with daily disciplined action. Replace every excuse with execution. Replace every fear with faith in your ability to adapt. Replace every distraction with purpose. That's the work. That's the way out. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's not given to the chosen few. It's there for anyone who will pay the price. So make your choice. Stay in the prison of your own making or burn it to the ground. Stay obedient to the voice of fear or command your mind with disciplined will. Live and die average or rise and become unrecognizable to the person you used to be. No one can make that choice for you. And no one cares about your reasons if you don't. This is your life, your mind, your prison, or your freedom. Decide today, right now. Because if you don't, you're already rotting where you stand. The world makes way for those who dare to rise. Click the rise button now to subscribe and claim the destiny waiting for you. Your time is now.